but I think for Valzaki, it's probably too much to handle when it comes to the firepower. And also, when rounds don't go your way, I think Olymp's mid-rounding is okay up to a point, but it feels like the backup plans are never really there for Valzaki. It's very much like balls to the wall, Counter-Strike or bust.
Yeah, which can work sometimes, especially on a map like Nuke, can be quite explosive. I mean, Olymp himself has been fragging up a storm, right? We had this conversation when we covered them last time. It's surprising that he's been the most consistent player. But, you know, interestingly, when you kind of look across the board, the floor is quite high on this team at the moment, which has been really good to see. I think we've seen some good stuff so far from, I think Bimey's been the next standout player in some of what we've seen, but Moonwalk's been having some alright times. It's been good to see output across the board. On the 3D Max side, there have been maps where we have missed a few players, right? Like, that's been a key issue in some of their key series that we watched, especially, you know, when it came to playing against Gentlemates. It did feel like a couple of players just weren't quite showing up on the same level. So if you're getting that whole team effort from Valzaki, it could be tricky here for 3D Max because they do shoot very hard.
Yeah, that is true. I just think it's one of those where I think the floor of 3D Max potentially can just be enough to get them through, even if they are playing and maybe showing a little bit of rough around the edges, which I imagine there will be some rough around the edges, considering that you've got Exercise and me to be back in. But Maka seems really happy. If you take Nuke, you assume that 3D Max is going to have this in too, because the timing for Valzaki in playing Cash isn't all that much. I think they played it once and they lost to Sparta, which is very old in Tropic for all knowers in CS, and that was an OT loss. That was last week. So they don't have really any reps on it, and then the one time they played it, they lost in OT.
Yeah, it's interesting they didn't ban it, to be honest, but maybe they're just really, I mean, you look at the Dust too, and it's not good for them at the moment, so they, I guess, didn't want to risk it. But I don't think it was ever, I mean, I guess it could have been picked by 3D Max, but Cash was, yeah, I don't know, I guess maybe they feel a bit more comfy on Cash. I'm curious. 3D Max have been relying on it a lot, and we've already seen that backfire against Gentlemates when, you know, the second outing against him, they just got absolutely bodied here a couple of days ago. So it hasn't been quite as reliable, although the pistol rounds have been fantastic. And also is the case on Nuke. It's just building from there that's been a problem. So seeing across the series, they played it against Gentlemates and, you know, won that CT pistol, were immediately kind of reset early and just couldn't build back into the half. T-side in particular has been a bit of a struggle point for them.
Yeah, T-side is lacking quite a lot. One round against Gentlemates, against Heroic at stake ranks. They got a couple, they got 5 to be fair to them, but then the CT side really let them down. So it's difficult to process what version of 3D Max we're going to get on the server. Good news for them is that at least for 3D Max, that they have got the CT side on their side, so they can start off strong. It really does feel whenever I'm watching a 3D Max game that momentum is so key to this team. If they're able to get off to a good start, that's completely fine. You feel like they'll just keep pushing the issue. They'll keep applying the stress and the pressure. When the going gets tough, when they do get reset, for example, when they do lose the first gun round, and then a couple of rounds follow on the back of their opponents, that's where you really start to see the stresses and see the danger here for 3D Max. Mistakes can creep in. Mistakes will seep through the cracks quite a lot. That's what we've been seeing, I think, all throughout the 2026 calendar year for 3D Max. And now I'm optimistic that maybe they can turn their fortunes around. I think Kersey's addition to this squad has definitely elevated the side. You've already started to see like an uptick in results just from them being that little bit more consistent. I'm hoping that consistency can then translate to results for them, because they are a very good team. It just kind of feels like you always watch a 3D Max game and you sit there scratching your head thinking, how have you not won that series?
Yeah, it has been a little bit like that, and you can kind of see that in the recent results, right? The way they 2-0'd both Pain and Gentlemates. I mean, the Pain series was phenomenal. They absolutely dominated them on Inferno. and then you turn around and you get wiped by Gentlemates 2 days later. It's very strange the way their counter-track is playing. But I agree, Kersey has been a brilliant addition to the squad. I've really liked what I've seen from him in the games that we've had the pleasure of watching. I think particularly in some of those dominant series, he was fantastic and has been a real star for them. And sometimes they have been missing that just because I think 3D Max, it's always been about how it's consistency across the board. It's a kind of high floor, but maybe not the highest ceiling. But I think Kersey and Masuta are changing that conversation a little bit. Let's see. Into Nuke, 3D Max get the CT side start. Kawasaki looking to punch upwards. They're going to be going outside early.
Yeah. This is very classic Valjaki. They love these main splits. They love wrapping heaven if they can as well. Here, they might just be trying to go down secret with no smokes. And, well, that's a great start. So, May will find Ecstasies, and then immediately Gravity rotates down the vent. Tries to get hit in time. Lets them run by, of all things. His timing could be pretty good, but it also could be detrimental. Masuta now waits in the wings. Smoke up. Bomb down. Spam. Oh, does connect, but Moonwalk goes one better. That's lethal.
I really like this round. This is a cool pistol round. Because you're never going to have that many people outside to deal with, and you can just chop the smoke and plant in it. So it's a good way of guaranteeing that bomb goes down. Travis can open the doors, and immediately Moonwalk says no. Oh, lovely tap from Same as well. He opened it with that kill out towards hell, and he closes it like that. There's a blistering pistol.
The force immediately. Gravity has just gone straight for that MP9. Yeah, I love the design on it. Moonwalk. Sounds weird, but I think Moonwalk, like, he actually does his best work on Nuke on that lower bomb site. A, not so much, but B is where he thrives. I don't know why, and I think that's maybe just like a weird eye test thing that I've been seeing when I watch Valjaki. But Moonwalk is very good on B and kind of mid on A. That's a ridiculous shot out of Maka to open up onto Buy Me.
It's the force buy, so you don't want to overextend and lose the chances, but damage inflicted, not fatal. And Olymp also managing Masuta. So 3 players left in single shot territory. All Valsaki need to do is just avoid the A-bomb site. Surprised that Olymp doesn't just have an investigation into heaven just to get confirmation. Maybe we'll eventually. They've just paused, see if there is going to be any aggression anywhere. Of exercise and gravity, they're just going to hold their ground. I think with this clear down secret, the intent is pretty clear where this is going.
Not to your bomb site, 3D Max, unfortunately. At least they've got a quick rotate down the vent if they even want to go for this. I mean, look, Olymp, Skit, Moonwalk are all incredibly low. This is one of those weird rounds where a 2v4 potentially could be achieved, but it relies a lot on Valjaki misstepping and going up towards A. And that's not happened, unfortunately, in this round. So a MAC-10 can be scooped up. You can save this, you can then drop it, and you've got 3 guns, essentially, for the next round. It isn't going to be the prettiest of purchases, but it's way better than trying to go for this desperate retake where you've got no kit, you've got limited utility. It all rests on Olymp. You're just watching him scan the map by ramp. Seeing if he can get another kill. But that's not going to happen. So it will be this back-to-back from Valjaki.
And this is the sort of counter-strike they want to provide. It's pretty in your face, pretty direct. They're not afraid of those fights.
That was a big stretch.
Yeah, just stirring, ready to play some games. Straight out of bed, straight into the PC.
Oh, you got aircon, Masuta? I'm so jealous. So physically doesn't exist anymore in the UK. Did you experience that as well, like where you live? Because it just felt like a zombie apocalypse when the heat wave was in my town. I went to 4 different shops, and they were like, "No, we've got no aircon.
Really?
It's all sold out." Yeah, it was like everyone was just like run into the shops, panicked. It was like when COVID first came around.
The toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a fan. But, you know, a bit more resilient to the heat as an Australian.
That's fair. Although the humidity is horrible.
Oh, that's what gets you, as they say.
All right, come on then. Round 3. Thank you to Lord Garp. All the PCs. That Star Series. As we see a Scout and MP9. Armor. Although that was saved from exercise in mind. Kersey's got a little bit of Kev. And Ime's got no head. Maka starts off this round the same as the previous, finding an opening kill on that Scout. Oh.
There's a response. And Milwaukee just keeps on going. He scooped up a chance to do something with it, but immediately denied by the spam. So you're dealing well with what was recovered after the opening pick comes in.
Bomb has been planted.
Gravity's still a threat. And he might actually just want to keep his armor. To do some further damage, get an AK on an exit would be a good consolation to this round. Just holding on both sides. The PT-50 though, that's what's going to have to do it. 14 HP, good luck to Suja. Take one, that's huge, and he might have caused a death, but no, the bomb won't go. So, one casualty, that is fine.
Good entry path in, and good discipline as well. Smoke drop forward by 3D Max to try and create opportunities into just playing around it. And Vajaki say, we don't want any of that. They need it open immediately. Kersey can't get a kill. And then as soon as the AK is dropped, Vajaki just know that there's going to be more players just coming from that direction, trying to scoop it up, trying to do the damage. Olymp provides the appropriate cover. 3-0, AWP in for Maka. That's what I was saying. Slow starts for 3D Max, but the gun round now has to be an immediate success story, which is a lot of pressure, and Moonwalker's just sprinted down Secret.
Suta, just going to fall off. A lot of damage has been inflicted. Maka gets close with his AWP. And they're just going to commit down. They're keeping it simple. Masuta will need to deal with these players coming his way, and he's worried about this wraparound. He can hear a player charging through in towards double. Sees the shadow, just looking for an angle, and oh, that's the way he goes down. Skip barely sees him, and now they're into B.
That's so nice, because it's one player running over the rafters at the same time the door swings open. You just can't do an awful lot. It has to be a save. You've got no space on that B bomb site whatsoever. So Valjaki, through killing Masuta at ramp again, are just able to walk into B like it's no problem. Wild that you get the save kill, but I mean, again, with no kit, with all of the guns you've just invested and no space directly on that B bomb site, your decision's already made before it even really begins.
Terrorists win.
Very simple Counter-Strike. I think maybe 3D Max were a bit caught off guard by that because it's not so common that you kind of get that ramp control without a kill and then you just commit down. They don't rotate that extra body to help because they've kind of lost that control outside. There's already someone in vent. So a handshake on the round after losing one. They'll keep all the bits and try again. It's only Maka that's found his mark for 3D Max in his first 4 rounds. Needs to change. Getting cheeky by the vent. Surely that's considered. Gravity. He's going to clear this. Oh, the spam's a distraction. Olymp gets the kill. Moonwalk gets one, and okay, that was a little egregious. The bomb's fallen down the vent. Skit can collect this. But the problem's going to be linking up with his teammate. Well, actually, yeah, that's a huge problem now. It's just Skit into the 1-on-3. Exercise has recovered this round. Mac is down here, ready. Smoke dropped. Skit looks to just plant this bomb. And he should be allowed it. There's no way to stop the bomb plant. For him, it's about actually finding these fights. Maka, that's the first task, and not even a chance.
Much better reaction here out of 3D Max. Just taking the gunfights in towards lobby from A. That allows Masuta to push. Olymp getting down the vent there was probably ambitious, to say the least. Gets killed immediately by Exercise. Yeah, that was funny more than anything. Great shot out of Maka onto Skit. And that's exactly the sort of resurgence that 3D Max needed in a round like this. Very confident. Lots of initiative being taken. It's nice to see Exercise taking these advanced fights again. Very reliable at what he does. And then all of the kills start entering the feed. Masuta got one as well, so a few of them are off their egg. It's a wild shot on Silo from Skit. Catches Kersey as he tries to go secret. Oh! And Maka as well. And
Olymp just keeps on journeying. He'll get a backstab onto Masuda. Yeah, you knew he was there, but that's not calm quick enough. He makes this interesting. He's starting to, but the flames and then the AWP bullet keep him down.
Wild timing from Olymp. Literally, as Masuta leaves Hell and keeps his eyes off of ramp, within a split second, Olymp pushes that smoke. And he just walks on him. Ridiculous timing from the in-game leader. Able to deliver a double, Skit's double, really set up that rounder and put it in motion there for Valjaki. 3D Max had a little bit of a tough time trying to rotate. They get caught off. The second shot on towards the AWP is superb at a Skit. And then Olymp just gets 2 free kills. Interesting that the T side are taking the pause after being 5-1 up.
Putting the fear in them. Making it seem like they're planning something. They are. Ringwalk's got a Mach 10. They're going fast. Somewhere. Although
Faster
he's actually he's not part of the fast pack, so I don't know. This is definitely pacey. He wants to go out through Heart very quick. And he's just going to the A-bomb site. Doesn't get his kill, and in fact it's only 1 for the T side. It's a drop down the vent to get the bomb planted. Olymp does get down. Maybe allowed it in the chaos.
May is so far away. Nice shot on Maka. Now he starts walking around. Olymp is sprinting to his death. Now you know that Samay was in lobby, so you can just defuse, no problem. Weird round out of Aljaki that they try and go fast through Squeaky, then they link up through Hut. They don't go at the same time. And yes, that there is good utility, but in the same breath as that, 3D Max, they can dodge it just by playing main and being anti-flash. And they're able to get some free fights. Skit is blindly spamming the CC vent whilst the molly is in there. Whilst he's actually standing in it. That was a lot of chaos, and the timeout just didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know whether Skit just wasn't on the same page or whether there was counter utility that upset him, but he was all over the place in that round. Gravity does good to hold on for 3. In a second for 3D Max. See the ATK here pop up. There's a mouse giveaway. 8 ATK mice are being given away. Get into that competition, all the details in the banner.
They're going again. It looks like they just want to run in, and that's a nice shot out of Skit. Gravity, though, with the follow-through. Incendiary, very good for 3D Max, just to keep Valjaki penned in. That allows Masuda to come over the top, get a double header. And Olymp. It's a fun idea. I kind of respect the call. But Gravity shuts it down, and then all of the utility really prevents Valjaki from scaling.
Yeah, I think they'll change their tact after this one. The A site proving to be a bit off limits. Don't get that initial kill to snowball from. It's just a shutdown. Could do some damage. Here's play top hut. And, oh, I thought he might get down for a second. Well held from 3D Max. His A side is passing all tests.
Rebuilding into it. I think the money is in now the greatest state of affairs, either for Valjaki. Beautiful round. Yet again, out of 3D Max. They're starting to come into it now, starting to warm up into this. Yeah, final buy. It consists of Galils and Mac 10s. Utility not all the way there either for Olymp. They're going to go back to what was working. Fast plays outside. Moonwalk. Breaker the smoke. Kersey will find him.
Great start to affairs. Skit looks across late and, oh, another break on the smoke. That is 3 nades that come through, and now Skit can't get down secret, and that's going to change things. It looked like they wanted to group ramp. You have to find a different approach into this round. Might come from Olymp. He looks to step in with exercise and gravity, focusing in this direction. Yeah, re-smoke. It's going to slow things down. Asagi closed out of this round at the moment.
There's a lot of utility being used, though, by the CTs. I think Valjaki are acutely aware of it. You got a couple of flashbangs to get you in. Gravity's worried about main because that control has been conceded, but Maka is now the spare man on this A bomb site. Finds Buy Me, drops the bomb. 35 seconds, flashbang over is going to upset him. Missed his mark, but Gravity steps in. Another miss, but it's okay because Gravity's here again. Now Samay. Only grabbed one before he's let down. It felt like a human decoy for Maka in those moments, but it's okay because the riflers will bail him out.
I just felt like they were locked out of that round and had no choice but to try and get into that A bomb site. Max building back into this after a demolition in the first part of this half. This one a bit lighter, just some pistols and that one Galil that can do some damage. Oh, great kill. Moonwalk gets gravity. Now they can start to scale in. AK picked up another kill from the Tech 9. Maka trying to keep them at bay, but Masuda by his side loses his life. It's up to Percy. Now it's only Maka left. This one goes a whole lot better. 3 kills from By Me. As the Tech 9s that get it done.
Yeah, again, just fast-paced play out of Valjaki. They never know when to not relent. They just keep going and going and going. And it's just so tricky for 3D Max to hold on there. Beautiful 3K. And they've done their job on this T side, have Valjaki. Then she can make it even worse here for 3D Max's exercise. Only reduced to a Mag 7. Which really doesn't feel comfortable. 6-4 down on the CT side. Isn't good enough, and the fact that it could get even worse is worrying. Kersey will pass the first test, but he's got 4 HP. Tucks himself in the corner. Of course, that's going to be a trade out of Skip.
Maka hits the leg shot
That's
too.
unlucky.
Oh, Masuda has just been caught, so Maka's got to scramble over, try and regain control of ramp. He's missed that chance, but the bomb's been dropped. Gravity takes the initiative. He knows the player was low outside. Skid's got to find a way back into this round. They're all so separated. This is super awkward, and now favors 3D Max as they begin to converge on the C4.
Massively. The only thing you need to worry about is maybe a timing in from lobby, but they account for that by scaling up towards the rafters. 45 seconds. Getting this bomb feels borderline impossible. That there's no smokes. There's a molly. Can't really throw a flashbang from in here to get out of there. This is really tricky. Is anyone directly holding this bomb?
Yeah, it's also right in the doorway, so it's not actually impossible to pick up.
Oh, they got it.
They got it. It felt a little bit like they were just given the opportunity to get it. That's crazy to me. The AWP isn't just sat there holding the bomb, and then the riflers are playing kind of on roof or support.
That's
like
a massive
fumble.
letdown. Yeah, a massive letdown from 3D Max. You're indirectly holding the bomb, but not really. Gravity does so much work here by taking the initiative, as you say, by pushing this lobby. And the fact that Valjaki can get the bomb just by bunny hopping and scooping it. That's frustrating. That's a really frustrating round to lose if you're 3D Max, because you had all the pieces there. You had everything at your disposal. There was no smoke for Valjaki, and yet they're still able to find all the kills and, guess what, pick up the bomb in addition.
You've seen players on the cross. Kersey with the M4. Here to stop them. He's spotted. Can't get his kill. He will get away. And there is this push coming down. Keep your eyes on Gravity. He's behind them. And you got this set up, the boosted player. Gravity gets caught. Masuda.
Exercise is here too.
Oh, Skip just tucks. Panic from Masuda. And sure, it's a Mag 7 there, but now Kersey took first contact, just can be circumvented. Bontu planted A. This is looking like an 8-round T-half.
Unbelievable. They're just ready for it. They just completely account for 3D Max on that flank. Exercise has only got a Mag 7, so as soon as he shoots one bullet, if it isn't an instant kill, he's cooked. Kersey has a glance outside, but Moonwalk is here, and he'll lock it in. It's dominant from Valjaki. That is an 8-4 half.
Tough half for 3D Max. It started well for them after, they lost those first few. I felt like they were really building back into it, but complete collapse in the final few rounds gives a really strong lead for Valsaki going into their CT side. And we mentioned 3D Max, some of the struggles they've had on the attack.
A lot of them, right? An awful lot of them. They got off to one of the worst starts possible. They had some good rounds defending the A-bomb site, but as soon as Valsaki took things downstairs and took things outside, that's where the problems really began. There was also just that crazy round as well, where the bombs dropped in the open, you got players holding for it, and yet it is still not enough. These are tilting rounds to lose. These are frustrating ones to lose. The fact that Valsaki can walk out of this with a pistol on the CT side and potentially just dismantling 3D Max on their map pick, it gets you a little bit nervy, considering some of the individuals are not firing here for 3D Max.
I feel like Maka was hitting his shots when he was given the opportunity. Gravity with some good holds on that A side, but yeah, few and far between across the board. May 13 and 4. He's having a fantastic time. Start off with that blockbuster pistol round. But he's just been fragging out along the way. Do you think Nuke could be a bit of a struggle point here? Good pick from Valsaki into this. I think a big problem with that CT slice, it did feel quite disjointed at times. Like,
yeah,
everyone kind of playing their position, but didn't really feel like we got a lot of strong mid-rounding coming through. Didn't see really much in the way of lobby aggression at all from either ramp or through hut. Outside was more or less held passively. It was very much just playing their positions.
Yeah, that's true.
I think once Valsaki acknowledged that, they were able to abuse it with some of those, like the mean rap, for instance.
Yeah, there was pushes on occasion, but it was all individual, wasn't it? Like it was just one player taking initiative. It wasn't sort of called in game that, okay, right, this is what we need to do now. Here's a reaction to losing this space. And that can be very difficult for a team. Obviously, that is playing with a stand-in, but also you expect more out of 3D Max. Like that's the underlying statement. You expect more from this team. You expect them to have tier 1 adjustments, tier 1 reactions to things that are going on. And we just didn't have that whatsoever. Yeah, I think you're right. And for Valsaki, they're just going to fight. Like, they're just going to be very aggressive. Ramp potential or 3D Max, but Valsaki have already blocked with a smoke. No one's there.
Smoke outside's given some room to play around, but they're not quite finding the mark. I do like the idea of using it. This feels like it's setting up to go to B. And Valsaki feel the same thing with 2 players already kind of down there.
Oh,
There
and
we
that
go.
Olin
Starts
gets the
to come.
info.
Miami can play off him. Still no kill found.
All these players are here, though, so Mayro takes over. Miami will fall, and Gravity's big flank will deal with Sumay. You get in towards A. That's the next question. Moonwalk down low. Oh, dealing with Gravity. 3v2. They are completely unaware of where Skit is. Moonwalk needs to really get this frag on Maka. It's a lot of damage, and actually they're rotating. They're going back up heaven now. Moonwalk really needs to be careful. They're down on A. They're planting. They're now being harassed in from heaven. They're trying to isolate the fight onto Exercise, but it just doesn't work. Nice out of 3D Max. That was so confusing for Valjaki to process what was going on.
Yeah, they went down, but I think Olin was heard dropping down the vents. So, all right, we'll just come back up. That was a crazy pissed around, and Gravity's flank, I think, the real winning move there. Backstabbing those players at ramp, because there was 3 CTs there to deal with them, and Semi gets the first kill here, and you think, bit of a concern. He even turns around, but can't deal with Gravity. That was a wild shot from Moonwalk. A much needed pistol, force fight on the CT side.
Yeah, Semi can't see anything with the scout. Triple secret? Oh, no way. Head-on collision very early on. Gravity holding, expecting, and collecting every single frag. That is awesome. Out of Gravity, this force by falls flat. It's about to be a 1-round game.
Gravity, the difference maker so far. All right, 3D Max right back into it. Exactly what was required. Moonwalk and Samay will try and do something in the next round, but it'll be very limited.
I saw something on Reddit I'm going to bring up now. Not about this, about K27. I know Reddit, dangerous place. But people are having a discussion about whether K27 should keep Klax or keep Shalfie, because they agree that Klax is a better player mechanically, but Shalfie's got better energy.
Yeah. Yeah, the question is how important are vibes in a team? Which is an interesting question, because I think when you're playing with friends, they're really important. But does that same theory apply at the pro level? I don't know. Very curious question. Probably. A lot of the conversations people have about Simple, for instance.
Yeah.
Probably does matter.
Ooh. Peaky from Olymp. Break on the smoke. Brilliant. Exercise, is he able to find any more? Not quite, but Kersey will. So this 5-on-3 already feels pretty decent here for 3D Max. Rewalking towards ramp instead. No, I think it's going to be a boost up for Moonwalk. That's not really going to be useful since Baimi has been found out by Masuta. Bomb planted round over. This T side is now kicking up a gear for 3D Max.
The only real threat in this round was a 5-7 in the smoke, and then the MP9, which doesn't get anything done. And I don't think 3D Max that interested in continue. That 1-round game as forecast now on the board. Money really good for 3D Max after keeping these rounds clean. He can really save with 4 HP there. That's so crazy. No damage at all. Oh, a little kill with the Mac 10 at the end as well. Very nice for Gravity.
This is where it gets interesting. This is where all the guns come out for both teams. MP9 for Moonwalk, but an AWP for Samay. He was very good in that first half, well, once he had his weapons. In fact, all of Valjaki were, and by me, going on a little adventure, push it in towards Squeaky, a lot of damage onto Exercise. But no clean kill. Kersey, all the meanwhile, jumps onto towards top main. All for Samay starts down secret. Skit spams, but he won't find anything.
Okay, so you got this outside space. What are you going to do with it? Second volley of smokes. That seems to be the intent. Bomb is actually here outside as well. 4 players group. This doesn't feel like it's shaping for secret. I think instead they might be trying to wrap. Comes the smokes to enable that. D-Molly outside. They want to wrap around towards Hell. Skip does see a little bit of that. He'll stay in towards Heaven, keep that control. Responds to start moving bodies around. He's going to take a very powerful angle if they come up this way. If they go ramp, though, that could really be the way out for them. They start to make moves. Olymp is here. Are they going to consider it? They don't. Olymp swings. He takes down 2, makes it a 3rd. Bomb dropped. The lurk now does activate. With such little HP, Skip will certainly punish Exercise in a second. There's no time, actually, so it doesn't matter what happens now. The round is already done.
Counter-terrorists win.
I mean, brilliant position out of Olin. Oh, and Gravity dies after time. That's awful. The low HP player lives, but the high HP one doesn't. So an immediate response from Valjaki, and they just let 3D Max burn the clock. They didn't really have any positioning. Samay was down secret, just holding the stairs crossed. That enables a couple of players just to be all around the map here. For Valjaki, the fact that Olymp is tucked in that corner is beautiful, especially with 20 seconds left. This is an off angle if they come out ramp the normal way. If they go through Hell, I mean, there's no chance you're ever considering him being there. The fact he gets free on his spray is brilliant. Valjaki will finally get an answer back here on this defense.
I didn't mind the call.
No, I didn't either.
Olymp just outplays them, and this is aggressive. Moonwalks in towards Hut. Now Olymp is pushed all the way up into the lobby, essentially. Holding for this crawl, and he'll get a freebie. Can't make it 2, but that's when Moonwalk steps in. Bomb has crossed down towards Secret, so that's the way out right now, but already Bimey makes moves down. If he goes down for free, though, this round is right back on for 3D Max. But the timing, oh, it's exceptional. That is so unlucky. Exercise just walks to his death.
That is such an unfortunate timing. They're both looking at it, and then they're not looking at it, and that's when he swings. And they're lined up there as well. Oh, that's so savage. And this is the round that Valjaki just get really aggressive in towards lobby. Oh, Bimey just wins the round on the spot. Back-to-back rounds. Final buy. Now in for 3D Max. You might not have to buy an 80k ear mouse. We're giving 8 away. All details in the banner, in the description. As Gravity surges forward. Nade will reveal him, and that's an easy kill for Samay.
Very simple stuff. And then Olymp just pushes again. Especially off the confirmation that lots of bodies are outside. He feels that, all right, I could try and take out this lurker. Skip block secret. There's just nowhere to go.
Welcome to Valjaki gameplay. As soon as one player takes contact, the other ones are always on the move. And this is the difference between their CT side and 3D Max's. Now it's a crossfire between By Me and Skip. Ollie forces him forward. By Me can't get a kill either. Maka and Masuta trying to make this work. Moonwalk, though, steps in. Oh, and he crunches down on 3D Max. Masuta opens the door. Has to try and clutch up 1 versus 2, but only with 11 HP. It's going to be a bit tricky. Olymp already down secret. Masuta ready. Olymp's timing. Oh, it's okay. Instant headshot onto Masuta. That's your money gone for 3D Max and probably the chance at the map too.
Yeah, it feels like it. There was a slight fight back for a moment there after some overextension. I mean, I like the idea, right? Skip pushing through the molly to bait in By Me to the side, but too many players to deal with. Moonwalk, though, just comes through and deals with the low HP players. Thought Masuda was going to get that kill the way it was playing out. Second time up for 3D Max. They have to really make a tough decision here. It looks like they are going to play for OT. Guess he must feel sad. I keep seeing with that Dust 2 picture on his wall. We've covered 3D Max like 4 times over the last week, and they've not played Dust 2 once.
Unlucky, bro. Win this series, you might get a chance. Oh, Hero AK for exercise. Samay already on the line with the AWP. One player has crossed. That is that AK and a missed shot. Oh, nearly provides opportunity. Samay goes back for more. That's an AWP dropped, and the Hero AK is doing all of the damage. That's awesome. Out of exercise. And they can make their way down in towards the speed bomb site, but 2 rotates here already. Moonwalk finds gravity. This round gets a little bit more complicated now.
Yeah, they're just going to scramble up towards heaven rapidly as well. Moonwalk's repositioned. He's going to try and flank them. Second player heard going up. Moonwalk, he has this round in his palm. Just needs to get the timing. Oh no! Maka no-scopes him and then gets the leg shot onto Skit. A 2-on-2. Skit scales the heavens. By Me stepping out, and he's seen this one player. Attention focused on him, and he wins that first duel. Can't get the second. That allows Skit to step forward. But finding the fight's tricky, and exercise the Hero AK in D. Gets a quad kill off the back of it and prevents map point. Yeah,
awesome round out of exercise. Just ready for everything. The fact that he expects the player to rotate in at hell, deals with Samay going for this jump up that, let's be honest, he definitely shouldn't have gone for. If he plays safer, that there's potential. There's good spams as well in towards Decon from Valjaki. They aren't able to get clean kills. You think Moonwalk's lurk is going to win the entire round, but Maka on the adjustment, able to hit the no-scope. Wild round, and a necessary one from 3D Max. Samay spotted outside. The silo player doesn't drop. Instead he resets and goes back to lobby. Olymp here at ramp instead.
This one's a lot calmer at the start after what we've seen. Moving with outside smokes, but Skit staying relatively active around them. He's just ready to drop this smoke. Second contact comes. There it is. Blocks the way, and they're just going to burst through. Even though it's a deep smoke, and he'll just fight ahead. Oh, lovely. Wow. I really like that smoke as well. It looked like it was maybe slightly off the mark, but no, it's all by design to make it so difficult for the scaling. They're grey screened as they try and fight through. Gravity He's desperately looking for something, but 20 seconds, bomb's not in their grasp. This is going to be 12.
Just don't die after time. That's the one request that we've got. Nice shot onto Olymp. Kersey. Oh. Somewhat dialed in that there could be a player garage instead. Ivy walks down secret, so Gravity and Kersey will get away. Enough money to buy up a little bit more for Valzaki. It won't be the cleanest, it won't be the prettiest investment, but it will be something to work with at a bare minimum. Conversely, you can already see the consequence of 3D Max. Maka, Masuta, Tech 9s only. Could be one final stand, one final commitment towards the safe bomb site. Not seen that yet out of 3D Max.
Well, this secret push from Olymp's gonna not see anything, so they should be wary of the possibility. Skip moves in towards Heaven. It comes through. Moonwalk is uncontested, gets that first kill. Trade, though, is instant. Skip now drops down and delivers one. Keeping that advantage for a moment, but Vibe's been caught, and Samay too. Spam from Olymp. 2 players incredibly low. Bomb needs to be scooped up and planted. Olymp creating some serious concerns. He has a really good shot in this 1-on-2. A swing out, just a drive-by, and there it is. He never stops moving, never slows down. And it's Valzaki taking nuke.
That is got to be a really frustrating way to lose that round, because yes, you're low HP, but the fact that Olymp is just essentially on a motorbike for those peaks is audacious. Valzaki in control for the majority of that game, and it really came down to those CT side adjustments. As you were saying, 3D Max very stationary, very static. Valzaki always looked for the opportunity to find advantages back in their favor.
Yeah, it's night and day, wasn't it? You could really see as soon as we get into that second half, just that comfort on the CT side. And part of that is obviously a stand-in, but definitely feeling a little shaky on the map in general from their recent outings. Some good moments from Gravity. I think had some really killer rounds on that T side. Exercise, of course, with that quad kill with the hero AK gave some hope for 3D Max. But Olymp Samay delivering 9 opening kills between the two of them. It really felt like this was comfort territory for Valzaki. And with cash coming up, feels like this nuke was definitely a required victory for them. Only the one outing so far on their opponent's map pick.
Only the one outing. However, I just want to say this, and that is 3D Max have looked a tiny bit shaky on cash in their last couple of outings. Exercise hasn't played cash with this team. So there is a world where some of the individuals could find moments. Cash is all about taking your spot, finding your moment, especially with the individual firepower. It's clear that Valzaki have it in this series. Are they able to take it in 2, or can 3D Max bounce back? We'll find out right after the break.
We built a legacy that defined generations. But history only remembers those who survive what comes next.
That's some resistance. Certainly maybe you can. Eating my words.
Faster.
It's bullets. 3. No one's gonna get.
More brutal.
Let's take it both.
Unforgiving. Season 20 is here. Write your name in gold.
Well, a dominant nuke coming through from Valsaki. Some fight back from 3D Max for a brief moment there on the T side, but did feel like it was fully in control for the Polish. Then we go to Cash, 3D Max's go-to, one that they were dominating on in the first few outings, but there's been some shaky results, and you can see particularly that one versus Gentlemates after they'd already beat them a couple of days prior.
Yeah, the fact that the losses also are quite dominant, right? It isn't like they were able to lose convincingly. Is that like a fair thing to say? Like they were very clear-cut results coming out of both K27 and Gentlemate. Valjaki, though, only the one outing, and an overtime loss against Sparta, it isn't too much tape to go off of. That this is a 3D Max pick, that they should be feeling a lot more confident in this. I think that the moves that they'll make are going to be a lot more comfortable than they are on Nuke. It could just be one of those where we spoke about the CT adjustments. We spoke about potentially 3D Max being a little bit static. Maybe that comes in part just by a loss of confidence on the map. In Cash, they are incredibly confident on this map always. So I expect them to probably have a better say in this. I fully expect them to be a lot more confident, a lot more drilled, despite Exercise standing in for Lucky. It's just whether Valzaki can continue and maintain that same level of aggression, because if they can, and 3D Max can't handle it, that's where you start to enter dangerous territory.
I'm excited to see what their Cash looks like. Feels like it will really suit their approach to the game. This is a triple boost. It's a whole train. No one's actually here. It's a boost of 1B to peek in towards Sunroom. So everyone's kind of expecting aggression. And not much is happening. We're now going to burst out towards middle off this util. No one here to greet them. Where's the destination? They're going to go to B? It feels like they want to wrap it.
Yeah, through connector maybe. Or they just take the space, then go back through vent. Exercise waiting for an opportunity. Moonwalk with the dualies. So May skirts over as well. So no commitment has really been identified yet here by either 3D Max or Valzaki. Bomb not going. Exercise has the chance and will find Moonwalk. That's going to send Rotate scrambling, and now maybe you can go up Highway. That smoke is gone.
Okay, but some picks have come. But Gravity's onto Olymp is the key one. Oh, they want to fight in towards CT. This could be risky and maybe could cost them. Bomb to go down. Gravity falls back. Masuta and him needing to fight their way out of this. Gravity's stuck and he goes down. It's onto Masuta. He's found that first kill, looking for the second, but it's Skit that collects. 3D Max that entire round were begging Valzaki to take an aggressive move. They finally get it. I don't know if it came the way they wanted.
Well, they got the opener. And then when you walk in towards B, you see two players. You get the pick on A. I think it's brilliant. The only overstep in this round is actually from 3D Max then hunting for more, trying to catch out these rotates when they didn't need to. As Kersey gets caught by Samay, Exercise falls here, and then you get that trade back onto Olymp. It's a 3v3 up until that moment. But then 3D Max wanted to get ahead of the rotate and put a kill back in their favor. If they had just played the 3-on-3 and they had a crossfire on site, I'm pretty sure they just win that round.
Well, force fight. And Olymp has just caught Masuta on the lurk over in A main, trying to get ahead of the smoke. Nade some decent damage. It's a good defensive setup on B. Smoke comes forward, counter utility. Flashbang's good. Flame's just going to fall back. Now a third player comes over as May can take the contact from Heaven. Bimey's baited in. This is looking pretty well handled. And Gravity gets that kill, but there's that bait setup. And it's all cleaned up in the end.
Yeah, tough one. Really good reposition out of Bimey. And you're right, the Heaven player taking contact into May sells that idea that the player on site you think is the checkers guy. And it isn't whatsoever. Because the B defenders never got a kill, Bimey's just sold even more. I like the angle from Skit, I like the idea, but unfortunately it just doesn't work out. That's your force fight dealt with. Now it's just the pistols. If you want a PC, you can check out Lawgar, official partners here at Star Series, www.lawgar.com.
Walker's trying to get active with this MP9. There's a whole lot of 3D Max players congregating in towards middle. They're going to try and walk out the smoke and overwhelm. So Mage's going to see that and scramble, call in the SMG. Flashbang, and dead. Few too many targets to deal with there. The Eagles can be a threat if they start to connect. Masuda's found another, and then Gravity gets his. Kersey gets onto the bomb site. That's a rifle. They're going to be scooped up. Are they really doing it? Just the deco. And it's looking so threatening, but Buy-Me trying to recover, and it's on to Skit in the 1v1. A single dig will end it. Exercise looks to connect it. All the hard work that's come through on this round, and oh, he gets over. But can he find the kill? It's not coming with ease. 5 HP. He's seen Skit walk around. He's got the timing, but Skit gets the kill.
5 HP is the difference there. If he has a little bit more. I was watching it from Skit's POV, obviously 4x3, so he doesn't see Exercise move over. That was the chance. That was a really good reposition, but unfortunately, not enough for 3D Max. It's expensive. This is the most threatening round that has come to fruition so far for the T side. But rescued and recovered by Buy-Me and Skit. 3-0, perfect start on the CT side for Valjaki. No AWP either for Maka. Everyone's got the AKs, quick boost. Now for both. Masuta's already over. Oh, they don't know about Skit in the vent. That's a cool boost.
Yeah, I like this. Especially because it's the T smoke, right? Yeah, you're never ready for it. That's lovely. So 2 free picks early in good positions. Suta goes searching, and well, he's got a good timing, but Moonwalker just... And it's just a pick apart in this first gun round. The Deagles looked a bit cleaner. Gravity tries to wrest something back. Takes a couple for his troubles.
You're not getting by that AWP is the issue. If you peek up highway. Maybe Skit gets caught here. Yeah, knife out.
Hold up.
Maybe this 1v5's got something to say about it. No, he's given up. No.
Oh. You can't go this far into the 1-on-5 and then call it quits.
That's so
that's
sad.
so sad.
Yeah.
Damn.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, that's anticlimactic. Baby Yoda.
Great boost. A nice try from Gravity. He had time to run B, but I think he just gets picked apart by Olymp. I don't think there's a smoke for the cross. So he'll keep the AK. Everyone will force around it somewhat for 3D Max. But Valjaki continue their good form. And that gun round, up until the Gravity moment at the end, was incredibly clean.
Now on the line, this has been getting consistently smoked. It's really interesting. 3D Max are using that a lot to get the space. Slightly more careful about it now after the boost punished it.
That's new as well, because they weren't doing this really too much in any of the other Cash officials they've been playing. We've watched a lot of 3D Max on Cash.
Yeah, I think we've watched half of their games, at least.
It's going to be a pop. Straight into B. Boost drops off. Molly's good. Does a little bit of damage, but the kills are even better out of 3D Max. That's how you break into a bomb site. Samay and Olymp surely are going to give this a look.
Well, not now. Stop buying rifles, 3D Max. They hit harder with the pistols. I thought that that was going to be a fantastic haul from the CT side. They had 3 bodies there. Everything you could want, but 3D Max, their utility, even if it is fairly basic into this round, it was still quite effective in upsetting them. So a nice first round, one that didn't seem like it was going to be favoured for them.
No, not at all. But the utility's really good. The mollying towards the site separates these players, also breaks their setup. They try and establish crossfires. That doesn't happen. They get forced into the open. And the player peeks out from heaven, hoping to at least get a kill. Doesn't work out in the manner that they anticipate either. Beautiful shots from Exercise on the Deeg. As Valjaki will finally concede a round.
A lot of smoke dispensed early, and it's a 1-for-1 in main. Mate's still here, so you might not want to immediately go. It was like 5 smokes, 6 smokes across the map at once. Now they are going to go. Mate's here though, AWP in hand, trying to play ahead of the molly, and instead it flushed him into the AK. 5-7. Oh, I thought he maybe had a chance there, but they just overwhelmed this bomb site. Oh, Skid's seen the bomb. It's stuck. It fights its way out, and this is looking like 3D Max really breaking through.
Yeah, they're on a different level right now. Back-to-back rounds. It's just that B-pop that's given them confidence straight into A. Not a whole lot that this team can do about it. Masuta with the double. By me, hunted and most certainly secured in a second here, you feel. Hiding in plain sight. Got the drop on Masuta, but Maka there for the trade immediate. And the money was already a little bit jaded for Valjaki. You saw all of the MP9s being brought out, the AWP where it is, where it can be, but now not happening.
Couple of deagles. A booster. That's a good way to try and make one effective. I've just been quite aggressive into main. I mean, obviously this round's USP, but it's been pretty consistent so far. I don't mind the idea that he's taking that space quite a lot. I think it gives you a lot of information. See if that continues. See a lot of teams taking Squeaky on the CT side early.
Not a whole lot in this, is there? This is a really nice resurgence. Something we didn't really see out of 3D Max. Actually saw it a little bit on Nuke, but it didn't feel as concrete. These rounds feel stable. These rounds feel like they're in control. And for Samay and Buy Me, and Skit, I suppose, in the USP, the best you're hoping for is just a couple of instances of damage. Doesn't happen to Skit. Or Buy Me. Samay, nice shot. Onto Kersey. That's going to be a consolation prize in the grand scheme of things. Guns out. No AWP unless it's a glass cannon. 3D Max. Their T-side looking a hell of a lot better than it did on Nuke.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Good to see it early. Although granted, I feel like they only had one gun round that was successful. This was kind of a free round that's given to them after they got the upset with the pistols. Fury's still a little bit out, fighting towards middle. Kersey get aggressive. Moonwalk out of the smokes, but gravity on top. Moonwalk's heard this, tries to punish, but it's him that gets taken down. So an opening kill found in trade. Oh, is there? Great adjustment from Samay. He scampers away, but he's put it into the 4-on-4.
There's wiggle room here for both Masuta and Gravity. Skit waiting patiently in middle. Maka now searching. The door swings open and Masuta, there's that chance. Low HP. And in fact, Olimp drops as well. That's awesome. Out of Masuta. Baimi now steps in. Gravity hoping for an opportunity. Punished. So it's a 3 versus 2. It's Skit round the corner. It's a knife out for Maka. And this bomb is dropped in the middle of nowhere. But with Exercise carving open B, surely you can just go back in and get the bomb. Or maybe you can just kill everyone. Skit will fall to another Masuta headshot. And 3D Max are able to recover things.
Just about. I thought maybe there was going to be a scare in it. But Masuta, what a brilliant round. Lovely sequence of kills coming out from him. Second kill that's golden. Yeah, that's beautiful. Exercise lurk. Net success. There we go. Very convincing. Okay, guys, ATK. Running a giveaway for 8 Gaming Mice. We've got this quick play in towards A. Olimp, the MP9. Can he manage anything? Not quite. Just a half fight. Trying to get aggressive and hold up. There was a real chance there for the double. Has that opened up an opportunity? Well, not with that walk through the smoke. Nice try from Baimi. See that one being lined up, but it's Kersey with 3.
Yeah, just another one of these smash and grab attempts on the A-bomb site for 3D Max. They're really exploiting it now. And for Valjaki, they're really showing the inexperience on the map as well. Not being prepared, not being ready for fights that are coming their way. And 3D Max, when they're going into these sites, they have really good spacing. Everyone's on the same page together. This is a complete contrast, and it does come from comfort. That's 5 now, as they look for more. So May will have the AWP. The buy is pretty comprehensive out of Valjaki. So I'm from Kersey, not connecting on anyone. There will be a boost for Valjaki, but just to see over the top of middle, they're going to find it completely clear.
Safety tell over at B. Again, oh, sorry, A, sorry, putting that pressure on while the actual main pack does gather. Well, this pop on B, but looks like you haven't fully fallen for it. See no commitment behind it, so they're keeping these bodies present. Get in towards the vent. He needs to be the hero and just about gets that frag. We did go down. Percy. He's probably just going to get run down here, I think. Yeah, caught off guard. 3 on 3. AWP knows he's got one locked in here. But Skid begins to move about.
Moonwalk's overextended. This could get weird. If you go back through middle, you can catch Skit. That also makes it difficult for the AWPer. Nice shot out of Maka. So now it is all on Samay. He takes a wider angle. First kill belongs to him. But now you know he's over at A. You can just reposition B. It suddenly becomes a foot race. Maka and Masuta will make it on towards that site. And Maka... I thought he was going to go in towards CT, and he does. Adopts a more aggressive angle. This is the mark on Samay. Round the corner now. Pistol drawn for Maka. Starting to get a little bit complicated, but the elevated angle surely good enough. Now how do you get into this? You're anticipating a peek, but one isn't going to come in. There's no kit. There's no opportunity unless Samay hits this shot. He was ready for Maka, but Maka will claim him, and 3D Max will continue this winning streak.
Yeah, lovely picks. Moonwalk just getting a bit too aggressive. Puts it into question for the CTs. And then Maka getting some great kills. Thought maybe there was a risk there. Sumae definitely was wanting that fight, but Maka manages to get away. Adopts a nice angle. This is much more 3D Max's comfort territory. Gravity and Masuta having a really good time. Be careful on this cross. That's a pretty common mollied position. Moonwalk has managed to gather this control. At the same time, there's a push in both A main and B.
It's all about how far you go. Because you can draw the line in the sand to a certain extent if you're Valzaki, and you can maybe just become tripwires for 3D Max. That's what Moonwalk is at least trying to achieve. This deep smoke thrown by CT give indication that there are going to be pushes. Great molly. And now the noise. Kersey knows. Moonwalk is close. Can't win out the fight, but there's a good trade out of gravity. Straight over the top and towards middle. Masuta looking, but Olymp is on a wild boost.
Yeah, what do you consider this? Actually, it's surprising how little the shroud angle gets used these days. And success off it. Trade not coming immediately, and Olymp just stays up here. You're going to show your feet first, and he gets a second from that position. Allows Sumae then to play off him, and it's on to Maka into the 1-on-3 time. A serious problem for him. Molly just to try and enable the plant. Wants to punish his peak. He's done well to do it, and he isolates a second, tapping away with the bullets left. Unlucky for him, that third man was ready.
Such a nice try, and if he had more ammo, you really back him for that clutch. That is so unlucky for Maka. What a really nice try in the 1v3. Moonwalk does well to get a kill. Olymp does brilliantly to get a double from his position. Those are your key differences. Maybe Valzaki can equalize here. Give them something to work with here. On the side swap over. And at least, at the bare minimum, stop the momentum of 3D Max. Boost up. This time in towards the middle of the map. Not on the boost. But through at the halls. And Moonwalk falls first.
He's had a tough time of it as Moonwalk. Max in a great position. They're just going to move towards B, but this is a very stacked bomb site right now. Will and Molly go on to Baimi's position. One goes into the vent, so that's going to flush Skid out. He's smoking himself. And there's that Molly. Oh, brilliant utility. Baimi actually gets one before he goes. Skid actually drops down. Manages to stand for a second, trying to find any space, and he's just being harassed by utility. But he's lived. And they're just going to leave.
A is completely open right now. But it's all a little bit of a fake. Oh, well, Skit hadn't left yet. Still gets overwhelmed. Sumae just on the corner. Can't adjust the angle. Kersey hits the shot. Olin rotates in the spam. Isn't going to do a lot. And he's still worried about middle, but no one's home. Instead, it's Kersey just bundling himself through that CT smoke. He'll get a quad kill, and 3D Max will have 7 on their T side.
much better signs from 3D Max. It was a slow start to the first half, 4-0 up with Valsaki, but it ends up being a 7-5 half in favour of the Frenchman as they go to the CT side of their map pick. They're looking to send us to a third.
I've actually been overall more impressed with 3D Max with their CT side than their T side when I've been watching them. So I think a third is definitely on the horizon, definitely possible here for 3D Max. Valsaki, I've got no idea what to expect on their T side apart from ridiculous aggression. And, I mean, with Nuke, they do a lot of lurk time-ins. You can't really do that on Cash. I mean, maybe they could find a way in towards Z and flank, but that feels a little far-fetched for a consistent game plan.
Couple sets of util. And looking like utilizing the boost. Double up. There goes Squeaks. This feels like it's going to be an A finish. Maybe a wrap through mid as part of it. There are going to be two players to deal with at both locations.
Kersey just moves. Pushes forward. Molly. Oh, very good. And Samay will catch Kersey. Gravity just on the edge of the smoke. It's going to be this wraparound. The commitment up highway. Gravity now starts firing off shots. Samay caught in the process. Maka now makes all of Valsaki turn around, but Moonwalk gets the trade immediately. Masuta now steps in. Oh, and he's able to find Buy Me. And maybe a follow-through onto Moonwalk. It's getting really difficult for Moonwalk as he shimmies round in towards the vent. Instant kill onto Exercise. Olymp plants in the meanwhile. 3v2. And these players, I was going to say, are disconnected, but Moonwalk is just completely obliterating 3D Max. Masuta moves over. Corner cleared and covered. No kit. This is going to be incredibly dicey for him. A fake out on the plant, a swing out, a skip, and a headshot for Valsaki.
Nice round for Moonwalk. I was a little concerned when Olimp's just going solo with the bomb towards B, but there was just nobody home. He makes the call that he's got the space with all that contact that's coming in from both A and from middle. Really nice stuff out of Moonwalk. Could have gone astray if he'd been caught by Masuta there. Managed to get 3 from the position. A pistol. That's both now for Valsaki, and it's nades to stack middle. A classic call on Cash.
Oh, and there are dinks. And a boost. That's the frag. That's the bomb dropped as well, but it should be completely fine. And it is. Maka, did he find anything else? Not quite. Moonwalk has been very impactful since the side swapped over. Valsaki will equalise the scoreline.
Yeah, it's the easy part. But gun rounds have been wanting. So let's see what this T-side's capable of. Volgar providing all of the gaming PCs for StarLadder Star Series. Very active. He's punished for it. Can't quite get that kill. A lot of damage. But a 5-on-4.
Kersey looking. Maybe for an opportunity. Oh, could find one. This is a great angle. I like this. Very cheeky. Masuta not going to be affected by that molly. He's on the other side of the wall. It's a Kersey overextension with the Masuta swing. That puts things back into an even kill, and now Maka's on the move. Pushing through A main. So mate needs to grab the bomb, and he also needs to hold for Masuta, but he's only got 13 HP. So this headshot needs to be instantaneous, but the wide swing from Masuta is incredibly good. Now with that timing, maybe Maka can catch it through the smoke. This feels like 3D Max written all over it.
I didn't particularly love that angle adoption from Smay there, but look at Skit.
Okay.
This can be brought back very easily. Oh. Meanwhile, why'd you play? You spoiled the whole thing. Oh well, unlucky. 3D Max win the first gun round. It's Masuta with a quad kill. He's 18 and 8, having a brilliant time as 3D Max step into the lead.
That was also a 3-on-5 for 3D Max. A 3-on-5 in which Masuta then just finds a double immediately. And obviously goes one step further and gets a double on top of his double. Money. Going to be limiting for Valjaki. Really nice round here out of 3D Max. They take the lead as they look to take their pick.
Good to see this individual form out of Masuta. I mentioned Kersey as well as a really good play. He's talking of Masuta's profile. Checking his stats. Yeah, this guy is really fragging. Unlucky. Light mode HLTV user. Cursed. Oh, Gravity again. Looking for this fight, but a little more favored this time around. And it's going to pop out through door this time. Oh, there we go. Not looked. Gravity down 2. Fantastic. It keeps on going.
That was easy.
Really easy. This was a forced fight, apparently. Nothing for him to do. Gravity with the quad kill. Getting the impact on both sides right now from 3D Max. 10. Looking to be lined up. Oliv's got a deagle, but the rest, nothing to say.
Just don't go to B, because that means you're going into Masuta. Olymp over the top of the smoke, but Masuta is in a cheeky angle again. Oh, gun spotted. Olimp's mouth moving. He knows exactly what's going on here. So Masuta's locked. Flashbang dodged, and Olymp hits the shot. Still should be fine.
Oh.
Although I say that, that's a little bit whiffy from Exercise. Moves back. Maka steps forward. Now Exercise is, finally removed, but not before Maka gets a second and maybe even a third. Run out of ammo, and that's going to be his downfall. Gravity now steps in from heaven, and he provides a lot of calm to the chaos. 3D Max are okay. Just about.
Yeah, the B defenders coming up empty. Great shot from Olymp to get that one started. Just a real shame they weren't able to get over to the site with the bomb. Maka arrives and gets the critical kills. Gravity then comes through with the mop up. The AWP out for Maka. And we get another shot with the rifles for Valsaki.
Time to check Gravity's Steam profile.
Yeah, 20 and 12 is Gravity. So you don't want to test him here on A, but they are looking like they are moving this direction. A lot of bodies over here for 3D Max.
Oh, break on the smoke nearly reveals Skit as well. A couple of players for Valjaki are thinking about just poking the issue. Pure contact through B. They clear vent. Masuta waiting. And now they've been very loud about it. Nice shot out of Skit. Ollie forward will push Kersey back. The flashbang, ouch. That fully blinds him. That was not the intent. Maka and Masuta will get rid of Olymp, and Masuta will start pushing checkers, and he'll grab another. That's all of the B contingent falling for Valjaki.
Through that same smoke that 3D Max were doing so much, but moving towards Masuta. He's calling for support. They start to scramble. Masuta, can he hold on until reinforcements arrive? The answer is an emphatic yes. Oh, brilliant. Doesn't need the support. It's all Masuta. Another quad kill over on B.
Another double USP kill. Out of Masuta as well. Diabolical. From the rifler. Really starting to step up it in a monumental way now. Really feeling himself. Valjaki have fallen to pieces. They don't know what to call. Starting to get a little bit stressful now. As we approach what will be the final map in this series. It feels like we're going to need it. And Valjaki take a timeout. Their first of all of Cash. Down by 4. And 3D Max are just 2 away from taking us to that decider of Inferno, which will be really interesting.
Yeah, it didn't need to be Inferno either. 3D Max have had a slight resurgence in the last day or two on that map. Definitely feeling a lot better here.
A reminder, guys, as well, we're giving away 8 gaming mice courtesy of ATK Gear. Full details in the banner. As Kersey gets full details of middle, drops the bomb and 2 players. By me, at least able to get 1. Skit in his favourite angle. Crosses over main. Olymp, gets a dink on exercise, but Kersey will just keep on killing. And in fact, low HP or not, a headshot will still be found onto the in-game leader of Valjaki. Skit can't do anything. In comes 12.
Yeah, it's a multi-kill offered up by someone different every time. Yeah, sorry, Skip, but that bomb is so far out of your grasp. That's one of the easy frags. And I think this angle adopted by Gravity spells the end. Although, there was maybe a chance, but Gravity takes the initiative. Not point. This has felt all too easy for 3D Max. They've only really lost the opening rounds to this map.
Yeah, gun rounds have just been a open and shut case for 3D Max. They've been so convincing. It's clear it's just a comfort level. For Valjaki, it's clear they haven't really got too many plans of what they want to achieve. Like in this round, they just walked through a mid-smoke. One on the left, one on the right, just hoping to get a trade or an opening kill. Can't find rounds just by doing that. It's a little bit silly. Now what's the plan? Again, you got 2 players over at B. A couple of players just outside A, just holding. Nate's being lined up for Moonwalk as he will take the mid space. Kersey. Oh, will be affected by that molly. That's going to eat him alive.
The last second spread is brutal. Surely Moonwalk's just going to swing, but Mac is holding, giving that coverage. Yeah, you thought you could punish. Instead, it is you. Has given the firm slap. B lurk got picked as well. So now it's straight one-way traffic into A, where the AWP has now rotated to.
AWP at Forklift is wild. But he might be in with a chance. Skip trying his best. Smoke goes in. Players come out, but Maka still holding the angle for Samay. Exercise will complete the mark on Skit, and 3D Max able to level up in this series. Cash has been normally their little pillar of hope. Recently, it hasn't worked out, but today it does, and that means that we need Inferno.
Yeah, much better from 3D Max. That was a really solid victory on Cash. It really felt like they didn't have to stress too much on either side of the server. Like, there was no point where they really felt challenged. Obviously, this is a new map to be implementing for Valsaki, but you could really see just they didn't have really that many ideas or ways to deal with what 3D Max were throwing at them. Some of those micro-aggressive moves on the CT side, like Masuta stepping into B lobby and taking those fights, the mid control, like nothing was really going their way. You see this reflected just in all of the stats that will come through. So 3D Max can still rely on that cash. Continues to be a very strong point for them. Gives them some hope in this best of 3. I think definitely, given the way Nuke went, going to be building their confidence a lot.
The fact that you've got 2 players over 100 ADR, Kersey really stepped up towards the end as well. You're right, gives them pure confidence. And for a series that could have gone to Anubis, we instead go to Inferno. And sure, the win rate, not good for 3D Max recently, but I think, to be honest with you, that they're going to be fine. We'll have to see where the chips fall after this break. Inferno, Valsaki versus 3D Max.
built a legacy that defined generations. But history only remembers those who survive what comes next.
That's some resistance. Certainly, maybe you can. Eating my words.
Faster.
It's bullets.
No one's gonna get
More brutal.
being played on this line towards ticket booth.
Unforgiving. Season 20 is here. Write your name in gold.
A bounce back on cash for 3D Max. I managed to make that one look very convincing considering they lost both pistols, right? They end up with a 13-7 scoreline. Feels a whole lot better for them. We now go to Inferno, the decider of this series. And one that I think 3D Max, even though it doesn't look too good, you know, when you look at the percentages and the win rate, they've actually had some pretty convincing wins in the last few days.
Yeah, I actually think they'll be fine on this map. Look, beat Pain pretty convincingly, beat Gentlemates the other day. For Valzaki, they've been on a bit of a tear. The wins against Nemesis and TDK, I think, are the most inspiring within that list. Lost to Tricked, I think, is forgivable considering how good they looked yesterday against Nuclear Tigers. Lost to Alliance, fine. Like that is just an Alliance map through and through. For 3D Max, yeah, I think they'll be okay. I think that, look, you are playing with a stand-in. You are on the Resurgency. The fact that those gun rounds looked very convincing on Cash makes me think that Inferno might play out in the same way. Exercise, can't believe it. He's still here. They wanted to play with Lucky, but they've got him instead. You don't have to get that emotional, bro. It's okay.
Yeah, he played all right anyway. I don't think there was any concerns with his output, especially on Nucleus, having some good moments, nice lurks on B, on Cash. But now let's get into this decider. Balzaki on the T side, they've got a few sets of util. And they're looking pretty direct. PT throw, Nevsky coming out, Gravity overwhelmed. That nade almost took out Maka completely. He tries to get one back, a quick boost from the Doolies. Maybe Kersey can be the one that provides here because Maka goes down. Kersey forced off. Looking good for the pistol for Valzaki.
Yeah, there's like no way back into this round now in the 3v5. Sure, Moonwalk's low, but you've got no space on the bomb site directly. You're cut off by smokes. You've now got this crossfire being established in towards Banana and Pit. You've got the elevated angle from Skit. This all feels very good. And yep, Skit and Olymp immediately find kills back. Kersey, they knew he was here, and Olymp overwhelms. Valzaki get involved in this pistol. They waste no time sprinting up Banana, and they're able to take it away from 3D Max.
Not a kill found from 3D Max, so this will be, I was going to say, full eco of it. We do have the trademark Mag 7 from Exercise. You know how much he
No
likes
armor.
it. Yeah, he's going to be trying to do little plays in the apartments, you presume, with this stack over at B. Or off that initial util, he's going to be called over.
And he's now going to have to go on a new journey. He's going to have to save the Mag 7.
Oh, he sold it. Okay. So
it's okay.
he threw a decoy, and then he sold it. All right. It's like the scout fake, but different. Kind of fun, actually. Well, anyway, not much into this one. The gamble's on the wrong side, so bomb goes down, and at least there's no time wasted. Don't know if the Galils are what you want to send hunting. It's probably the Mac 10s that you want to be getting into the fray. Also, literally nothing to be gained here outside of the kill reward, and a lot to be lost if you do throw away a weapon.
The Mac 10 finds kills and it's fine. Okay, there you go.
Mac 10, okay. Mac 10's got some frags. It sort of worked out.
You take it.
I don't know. You lost a Galil and you lost armor. I don't think it was worth it for the Mac 10
Potentially
kills.
not. Potentially not. You just saw the pop-up on the screen there, guys. Lorgar, the official partners for Star Series, providing all of the PCs for the tournament. Big thank you to them. If you want to check them out, www.lorgar.com. As we will get into this first gun round, and we'll see if there is some detriment. And there is. When it comes to the HP bars of Buy Me and Skip, they run straight into the grenades. Moonwalker goes for a little bit of a lurk in towards the apartments with his Mac 10. Currently being held for in the pit by Masuta. Exercise lies in wait. They now start to scale Banana, and that means that another rotate can move over. Kersey on the run. An Exercise with the kill. It's looking very good already for 3D Max. It feels like they've got everyone in the right spot. Crossfire established. Grenade. And then 4 kills were doing the damage. It's Moonwalk's Mac 10 that then provides a little bit of pressure, but Kersey will cover. And 3D Max get by as soon as the guns come in.
I really thought that Smay was going to get that killing at the bomb town, but Kersey with some great trades. I mean, what makes it really interesting with the Mac 10 double. And they get eviscerated trying to enter up from short. That was really well played off the contact of each other on the CT side. Into the apps. Exercise gets through, but opts against it. Maka goes 1 for 1 in Banana. Maybe overstays his welcome trying to make that a multi. Olim on 10 HP. And Gravity's just been left with all the utility so that they can stack A.
Size. Oh, isn't able to get a frag. And Kersey then tries pushing through the smoke, and Buy Me's ready. So too is Moonwalk on the Masuta creeper, but now Gravity's left completely alone. It's been a nice start to the game for 3D Max as they get the guns out. They're able to get the rounds, but immediately just matched with aggression. Gravity clears the corner just as Buy Me swings. Very clean round. Olymp very happy about it.
Especially after getting destroyed the round previous. That's a really nice recovery. This was the opening. Olim in that frag, and that one just feels unlucky in a way. Knocking up everybody. Surprise Gravity gets caught there. And that's immediately put you on your butts. Maka's going to keep money for the AWP. It's not the way you want an Inferno to start.
No, especially because this is a elimination game. You lose this series, if you're 3D Max, you're immediately out of the qualifiers. No chance to qualify to Star Series. Those nades missed the mark on Kersey. Well, Jackie. Now start moving forward. Clearance over towards B. Only Gravity here with the USP. As the bomb will slide its way forward, Moonwalk steps in. Spray, incredibly good. He'll get a quad kill. Olymp will find Gravity in the end. A slight shrug of the shoulders from Maka. As 3D Max can now bring out even more weaponry. Is there an AWP available? I hope so.
Yeah, Maka had the extra money for it. Moonwalk with that. These are 10 and 1 right now. That's not so bad. Considering he died in every single round, I think, of that first half of Cash. Good change in fortune for him. Yeah, it's that AWP for Maka. Setting up the players on B to get this control. Oh.
What?
Okay, at least the kill goes back the other way.
Okay, that's Inferno, I guess. Moonwalk now takes aggressive space in towards the apartments. And for Jackie, set the sights and top brackets at a minimum. Half wall. possessed by Olymp. Maka, oh, if he wallbangs it, he's probably going to get a kill. Or he can just wait for Olymp to creep forward into him. You've got to go and get the bomb, Valjaki, so this A commitment doesn't have to be final.
Bruce just to scout out long. Not going to see anything. They are going to give this a tease. Exercise on the angle. Bested. There's that trade. Shooter just falls back. Again, that bomb is a problem. They just go get it. Moonwalk realizes he needs to disengage a little bit. Does feel like he still wants to go here, just given he's holding this position. Want to be collected. Smay will move back towards A as Moonwalk tries to get onto an angle to catch somebody. He has some space, but it's this pit angle that's going to catch him off guard. And Smay spotted out Masuta, moves towards Mini. 10 seconds. Best she can hope for is to kill Masuta and get the bomb down. 20 HP. Plant. I don't even think this will be allowed. Surely just gets run down like gravity. And bomb actually did go down. It is the round for 3D Max. Did he realize the bomb went down? Okay, he's just collecting everything in Banana.
Yeah, he's just scooping util. It's okay. He'll defuse. That'd be hilarious if they didn't realize. But then you're going to be wondering, okay, well, why is it taking so long to get to the next round? If the bomb was there earlier, I think that maybe goes a little bit differently. Really nice timing for Masuta to lock in on the angle where Moonwalk was walking. Positioning himself good off angle in towards pit. So they're back, and that's even after losing the opening kill, albeit temporarily. Samay thinks the best answer to this is getting a naught for himself.
Maca's quite aggressive in Banana.
Ow.
Left him in gravity quite scathed.
They're really pressuring exercise here over towards short. It just feels like every round that they want to fight him. And maybe that's deliberate. By me in the corner. Kersey up close, holding for a boost. Oh, it's going to come in. Massive. Oh, I was going to say kill for Kersey, but he dinks him. Moonwalk hits the instant headshot. Kersey was ready, and yet he still can't find the frag.
So unlucky. The way the head pops up behind the flower box, though, is really tricky to deal with. B's absolutely the right call with the HP as it is. One smoke to block as well. Mako will fire the shot. Gravity will drop the smoke. 30 seconds, maybe just smoke it. You can just play back. Oh, that's not good at all. Now it's Maka, and he's gone. 5 alive. And Spalsaki take their 5th.
Can't believe Kersey doesn't get that kill. Like, that's so unfortunate for him. Good adjustment out of Moonwalk at 11 and 2. It immediately gets given an AWP. Gets them picked up another one. Surely you want to get an AK here, guys. Yeah, okay. Swap back here immediately. Good crawl in towards Banana off the back of all the utility damage that they already had achieved. Baime's now hunting. This size of Masuta, got to be careful. You really don't want to lose your lives here. In the same breath as that, though, Samay. You want to lose yours, but potentially not. Masuta overwhelmed by Olymp. Everyone dies, and not a single casualty. Outstanding for Valjaki.
That's how that kill came through. That was really risky from Gravity. He had like 10 HP when he did that. dangerous moves. Serenity Max taking a timeout. This surely is a half buy though. Yeah, not even that.
It's horrible. Exile's got a Zeus though, Lucy.
That is fun. We love the Zeus.
There's only one of them.
Where's he at with it? Half ball. It's not my preferred Zeus position on this map because people usually swing quite wide into half ball because people play here with like 5-7s and stuff. My go-to is if you've got a forward spawn on A to get deep into the cubby in apps, you know what I mean, at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you catch them walking up T-stairs because that's never cleared. They're always looking the other direction.
Well, that one kind of cleared. Let's get by me, make quick work of them. Gravity by himself needs support, and Olim is peeking before the smoke's even up, and he knows he can do this because he's only up against pistols. Everything needs to be cleared, and that's just such a diabolical clear from Olymp, and he's still able to find the headshot. Not punished because of the pistols. 6 rounds for Valjaki on this deciding map. 3D Max are in hot water.
I'm calling Inferno for nothing. And 2. For 3D Max, it's actually been those CT sides that they've been doing a lot of their work. Against Gentlemates, they only conceded 4 rounds. Same story versus Pain, so already very different here against who many would say is a lesser opposition to those two teams.
Definitely.
But a very well-versed team, right? Like, a team that plays so much Counter-Strike.
It's kind of absurd how much they play, to be honest. So May brought down incredibly low off of the spam. Nade goes back the other way, does 6 damage in totality. Gravity boosted. Hoping for an option. That molly goes into flush players out of barrels. No one's there. Gravity still waiting. Maka still spamming. Surely Gravity good for a kill. And he is. Trade immediate out of Samay. On the low HP. Maka has to back out.
Maka's running, and that's surely been heard.
Is Millwall going to walk the smoke? Yeah, he is. He does at the same time, and Masuta's dropped as well. They're going to bring the bomb over, but they're not going to be ready for Kersey. Bomb dropped, 45 seconds. Olymp now makes his way forward, has to try and link with Moonwalk. Moonwalk cannot peek. Despite being on low HP, and I love to disengage out of Kersey. Moonwalk's going to be so preoccupied with this bomb that Kersey can now rotate back in towards the site, and Olymp's moving back to B. Kersey's thinking, all right, well, this is clear. Knife out, and knife out for Maka. The foot race. This is ridiculous. Has to find the kill. Does Olymp immediately, and he will. Instant headshot onto Maka. Kersey's nowhere near, but he's also slipped the net. Moonwalk is now going to come through CT. Olymp repositions in towards Coffins. No kit. No utility for Kersey. How have Valzhaki gone back B and found success?
It's like it speaks volumes of how this map has gone. Because he's got no kit and no chance. You feel, yeah, Moonwalk just sitting in CT, waiting for that cross. What around for Moonwalk, walking through the smoke and getting both those kills from Apps. I feel like the trade's going to come from the pit player at any moment, but he's ready for it. Wins that duel. Kersey throws a spanner into the works. The decision just to run back, and I think Maka was hurt. Because Olymp just ready for the fight. That was a huge duel. I really favored Maka. The angle adoption looked really good for him.
And now there's no money either. Just no money whatsoever as 3D Max take a timeout. And that gives us a moment to talk about ATK gear. Giving away 8 gaming mice over the course of the Star Series qualifiers. Click on the banner just below the stream for all of the information on how to get involved with that one. 7-2 for Valzhaki. It's going to get a whole lot worse for 3D Max with this eco.
And Gravity gets the kill. Still this round away, that's something. Up fight. No, but Gravity can't get away. We do get to see the Mag 7 in action.
Come on then. I don't think it's going to get a kill because I think they're just going to go B, unfortunately. Yeah, util set being dropped. Maka hasn't got anything to block. Try and headbutt the smoke, but it doesn't really work. And they're going to drop a smoke and they're just going to wait. And that's going to get all the rotates coming over.
Blocks the smoke. Boost up. Is there a fitness? Can they make this interesting? Well, Maka getting that kill, certainly. Olymp offers one back. 8 seconds. Still a chance here. But it's only Kersey on the site itself. Spam is wanting. Ooh, not that one. 16 HP, but the ATBP still stands. And this is a tough one. Oh, jiggle. Now Mac is picked and
come on.
The shot comes in. I think it's the USP though. Yeah. No, he gets it with the Mag 7. Can he make any more magic happen with the Mag? No. Ah, gets his one. That was always a long shot round, but they made it interesting.
Yeah, they did, but now you've got to start worrying. You've really got to start worrying if you're 3D Max, because this is a lot of rounds you've been dropping on this CT side. And this felt like a good opportunity. Especially with this kill over the top of the smoke. The run through the MP9, though. Olymp is providing a lot of necessary cover. Just a shame that pans out the way it did. 8 rounds for 3D Max.
Sticky situation for Exercise in the corner. Being held if he tries to disengage. And it's May that's searching. And Exercise. Oh, brilliant. Thought he was maybe done for with the miss on Moonwalk, but then able to get that adjustment. And damage too, so a great start to the round.
And then Kersey will follow through. Gravity now lies in wait. Push through from Valzaki isn't going to work out whatsoever. So a much better round here out of this CT squad. Samay might find one, but that's all he's going to achieve and accomplish. Looking for a fourth. That'd feel brilliant for 3D Max. And there can be a sniper in this if Samay wants it. But if he goes for an AK, then I'm expecting something very fast out of Valzaki.
I don't know if they need to change anything up, though, because, like, it's kind of just working the way they're approaching this. 3 rounds in isolation have come through for 3D Max, but the default, the way that Valzaki are approaching this is going more or less how they want it. Meanwhile, Kent Olymp having brilliant maps right now. They're just leagues above everyone in the server in the fragging output.
Need to look at some statistics. You know, what's going on here for 3D Max on Inferno. Oh, T-side's not been the best. Always get a couple against Gentlemates. Against Pain. Oh, they won 5 in a row against Pain.
Thing is, they only conceded 4 rounds on the CT side in both their most recent engagements, which concerns me.
Yep.
Because it's the opposite here.
Concerns me a little bit as well, to be honest. Especially because they look a little bit flat. It looks like they've been responding to Valzaki rather than taking initiative against Valzaki. And what happened on Nuke, exactly the same. And where Inferno is just so almost premeditated on having these reactions and your protocols in place. You expect maybe 3D Max to be on the front foot a little bit more. We've only seen it from low buys. Saw Gravity obviously surface down the bottom of Banana. But outside of that, there's been no deliberate takes to go in towards apartments, to push in towards B, take that space. It's been very much, we'll let them have it. I'm sure it'll be fine. It hasn't been.
Yeah, I think the most fog we've seen anyone from 3D Max in towards apps was Ecstasies with the Mag 7 in towards Boiler, right? Like, there's not been a huge amount of space being leveraged. It's allowed Moonwalk just to run rampant in many of these rounds. I know it's not this event, but it's 2 teams that are competing in it. Focus and Aurora. It looks like Focus are about to beat Aurora in Bounty, which is very interesting in the context of this event because they're obviously playing later today versus Heroic. And then Astralis after that, if they get through Heroic.
Doesn't get any easier, does it?
Yeah, that was a really stacked group over in B.
Although I'd argue if you beat Aurora, that's technically you beating the best team.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good statement that Focus have a really good run in that lower bracket of Group B.
Imagine Focus beating Heroic, recent LAN winners, then beating Astralis.
They almost beat Astralis in the opening game, to be fair. It was very closely contested. They did get stomped out on the 3rd map, like it wasn't even close. But the first 2 maps, that was a 13-10 into a 13-11. Could have very easily have gone the other way and been a 2-0 in Focus's favor. But it's good to see, you know, this team, after making 2 pretty significant changes, being able to show up some good results already.
Yeah, and crushing Aurora in that third map as well. That's a sign of good things to come. I think Poddy, it's really nice to see him back in a team. It's nice to see as well Yokab playing the way that he's playing. They're taking, say that the youngsters take a little bit to acclimatize. Banjo, ZTR, the main proponents of success. And that's a shame for Aurora because they obviously lose to Focus, and then the general consensus of the community would be like, oh my god, it's been one game we've seen at tier 1. This project's a failure. It's like, come on guys, like, can we just, on the internet, are we allowed nice things? No? Never? There's a lot of overreaction in CS.
That's just the world. I blame Twitter.
Sure, I can blame Twitter too. That's fine.
Everyone wants engagement.
That's true.
And everyone wants the action back. So a reminder of what we've got coming up today, guys. We've got some exciting games. NIP versus Echo. That's going to be our next game here on the A stream. It's a progression game to the play-ins. Echo continue to surprise everybody. I don't know how they keep getting away with it, but they are really underrated, and I underrate them every single time. Here we go. You can take a look at that. And then we do have that focused heroic game to close it out, which I think is going to be very exciting. I definitely think Echo can give NIP a run for their money. I don't know if they'll win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that series has some excitement in it. On the B stream, 100 Thieves, after taking out Falcons over in Bounty. They're going to be going against Nuclear Tigers, so we'll definitely be favored in that one. And K27 versus Infinite, that's continuing the Group A run. That's the elimination match there. I think Infinite are going to have a tough time of it, but they showed up against Nemesis on that Ancient, so I don't want to count them out.
Yeah, I saw a really interesting tweet, actually, speaking of Twitter, coming from the Infinite manager, and he said, barely one day of practice, less than 10 hours together as a team, and they nearly took down Nemesis. So imagine what they could do with more work. I was like, do you know what? Fair. But also, I wouldn't be saying that you have had, like, less than one day of prac. Because what have you been doing?
Considering Nemesis went on to really give Aurora a fright too. Just the level of Counter-Strike at the moment is just so high across all of the tiers. And VRS means, oh, there we go, we've got the Labubus. Gravity's showing up his Labubus. Oh no, he disappeared. He had 2 little Labubus.
Do you remember when we went searching, like, round, I can't remember where we were, and you were looking for Labubus?
Yeah, I got a Labubu.
Yeah.
I have my, my Labubu.
It's so stupid.
Bought in the middle of Europe. Cool little guy. It's a fun story. You know, it's not about the Labubu. It's about the journey to get... Whoa, he's got so many Labubus. I was like, what, 7 or 8 Labubus?
Well, Jackie, you've got 7 or 8 rounds, mate. So, lock in.
Mac is not interested in Labubus. He's like, no.
I don't blame him.
Webcam, fix my hair. There we
Oh,
go.
unless it's on
Smile
a
at
delay,
him.
and now he's smiling. He's like, yes, I like the Labubus.
I bet they say Labubu in a really fun way because they're French as well.
Probably.
Not enticing either of us to give that a go.
Thank you.
Might be
Yeah, I didn't want to.
but
Yeah.
I just know.
And then I would get people messaging me on Twitter.
It's all right.
Any engagement's good engagement, guys. I was like, yeah.
Or watching the Croissant Strike channel, which is the best named.
It's such a good name for
Yeah.
a co-stream. Respect. Respect Croissant Strike. Not sure what the issue is. We've not been told. Has the B stream started? What are they up to?
I think it'll be starting pretty soon, that 100 Thieves game. Probably in the next 5 to 10.
Tell you what was most impressive about that 100 Thieves game against Falcons was that final map they were down 7-0 and they came back and won.
Gives me diff.
True. Don't doubt him. I saw this. They made this really like fun. They did like this podcast, and they had Gizmy on it. It was Glaive, Poi, Rain, Gizmy, and the admins who are like running all the podcasts behind the scenes. They went through and they found like all of these messages like through like Twitter and Discord that like Gizmy had put, like rolling back the years, and they were just reading them out to him, and it was just so funny.
I think I saw one of them, which was him kind of cheering against Astralis.
Yeah.
So he sat next to Glaive.
But there was one where he was in an elevator with Rain at the RMR in Paris. It's quite a famous one of the UK CS scene where he said that he was in the elevator and he was standing anti-flash because he was scared of Rain. He didn't want to talk to him because he was so nervous.
Standing anti-flash.
So, anti-flash full shock.
I know you got to tell him what to do. What do you do if he gets me and you're like, Ranger did this, and Ranger's just like, no.
Okay,
Rain.
no worries.
Sure, yeah, that's all good. Don't worry about it. You just do your thing.
It's so funny how like life comes full circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
Speaking of Gizmo,
Yeah, go
I
on.
guess that my first ever interaction with Gizmo was that I was at Insomnia and got into an elevator with my co-caster, and there was this woman in the lift, and she looked at our lanyards and she was like, "Oh, are you here for the Counter-Strike?" Like, "Yeah, we're commentating it." And she was like, "Oh, right." And we were like, Are you here to watch?" And she was like, "Yeah, my son is in the final." We were like, "Oh, who's your son?" "Gizmy." So I met Gizmy's mum before I met Gizmy.
Nice. That's cute. I love Counter-Strike parents.
There's some good eggs.
Okay, everyone is sat up. Labubu's put aside. I joked. Everyone locked in, but it was a fake out. Got any good more stories? Any Gizmy lore?
I've not got any more Gizmy lore, no.
Okay.
That was the RMR. Do you know what? I've been told by production that I'm not allowed to tell any more stories, and we've got to go to a break because this pause is going to be a little bit more extended, guys. So I'm going to put some music for you, and hopefully in about 5 minutes we can resume the action here in our elimination game between 3D Max and Valjaki.
Boom.